Morning, Carrie. Welcome. Thank you. Happy Saturday to you as well. Run it in on its side, but I don't want to mess the dovetail up. I have to check my email. I saw that message. One more tab. This side here. Dave Collier, welcome. I guess he's out. Trigger Happy, welcome back. Yeah, a little different setup. Didn't expect the same audience. It's have to get stuff done. Can't sit in front of a bench all the time when you're working on something this big. So sometimes you have to switch it up. We'll start with the sides on this one probably, although this is chippy. Cutting my dovetails, so I don't want to do that. Some boards are louder than others, man. This is one of those really loud ones. Put it through this way. Don't let me check the chat. Let me check the chat. Oh, let me check the chat. Arami, welcome. Let me go back a second. It actually probably does clog up the cutting head, but you know, these blades are pretty tough. It's still planing. I'll know probably when it doesn't plane a little bit. But welcome everybody. I'm glad to have you here. Got some work I got to do on the bed. Glad to have you all in Dad's workshop. I'm Dad's workshop Calvin. Behind the camera and in the lab is Miss Heather B. Right now we are finishing, not finishing with finish, but finishing the bunk bed project by planing all of these rungs. So welcome. Any questions, drop it in the chat. I'll be reading that chat. Hey, by the way, double tap that screen and like this video too. I don't think the cutting heads are clogged up. It does seem like it's a little less sharp than when I got it, which makes sense because it was in humid environments. You can see some rust working on it. I try to keep it protected from weather as much as possible, but probably does have some dulling of those cutting heads. And you're not going to get it replaced. You'd have to fix it yourself. It's more expensive than the unit to get replaced. Same with the jack screw or any of the internal components that they have in here. Reset our planer to the right height. Loudness. Yeah, Carrie, I think probably the unit, unless you know how to replace the blade head yourself, the unit will have to be replaced because if you have a repair shop, the repair cost will exceed the value of the unit in most cases. So I had a problem with the jack screw in my last planer, exactly like this one, and I contacted DeWalt, and I didn't actually, there's no glue in this project either right now. No glue at all. This is all dry fit. So good question, Trigger Happy. There's no fasteners at all in this entire thing. The only metal implement you see is that clamp that's holding that side, and I think if I took that off, it would hold right now. Good question, man. Nope, no, this is all joinery and no glue yet. The only thing I'm gonna glue, if you can see me, is this ladder is dry fit, right? You saw some of the making of this ladder. So this will be glued up as a unit, and so will the rail most likely, but everything else will just be dry, and we'll use some dowels but nothing will be glued. Can't wait to play in this one. This one's ugly. This one may need to be planed again. There's a little meter on this side that shows you how much material we're removing. You're gonna move it until that meter moves. All right. Look at the difference between the white pine shavings and the Douglas fir shavings. You can see the difference, see? The studs that were white pine, obviously you see the white, and then the orangish, pinkish is Douglas fir. Good question. Trigger Happy asked, do you have any idea for how you plan to finish the wood with stain or sealer? So I know I'm going to use tung oil, but what I'm going to do first before that, I want to use a natural pigment. And I have some ideas I've put on here about, I said I would use chokeberries, coffee, turmeric, and steel wool and apple cider vinegar. I want to combine all those till I get to like a nice round, deep brown consistency. And I'm going to try some of that today. So that's an excellent question. As soon as we wrap up this shop view, we'll move it to the bench and I'll show you my combination of stains that I'm going to try. Yeah, the glue ups are laminated. They're not glues, but glue between joints. Like they're only to make larger members. So you see the posts are made out of 2x4s laminated together. Excellent question. See, this one's a lap. So this is the only one. Y'all saw all the other ones are dovetailed. And this one's just a lap joint. Because this goes over where the corner braces are. So I have to be a little careful when I plane this that I don't take too much thickness off this lap joint. That's a little too much. Back it up. You get a 2x4 that has a really good grain on it. So that, I don't want to take that off. It's time to check the chat, check the chat, check the chat. Think it's time to check the chat early in the morning. Thank you, Trigger Happy. Trigger Happy said, great craftsmanship. I appreciate that, man. It took a long time. I built one like this before it, but this was my my second go at it to make sure that I got some things right that I felt like I got wrong last time. No designs, no plans. Never seen anybody do this before, so I'm sure it's been done, but it's not on the internet, you know, if it has been. So I think it's time to plane this board, Take it up. This is the way we plane the wood, plane the wood, plane the wood. And its stickers off. Probably taking about I would say somewhere between a 64th and a 32nd of an inch. I'll say a 32nd. Let's say because to answer Trigger Happy's specific question, I'd say probably about an eighth is generous. Maybe. It doesn't matter. The thickness here is going to be strong enough, so I'm taking off as much as it's necessary to get it to like the imperfections out of the board. And each board might be slightly varying, but if you look at the bed, it's very flat. Like there's so many rungs, man. It's a lot of support. Definitely firm. So I have a meter on this side that tells me exactly how much is going to come off of the board and also what depth it's at right now. Right now it's set at about 1/16 under 1.5. So 1 and 15, 1 and 7/16 is what it's at right now. So you're taking off maybe an eighth, right? Or maybe a six. No, you do the math. I can't do the math in my head right now. Too early for math. Math, schmath. With a SCH. All right, let's check these over. I think I got a few on the bottom that probably need to be done too. This needs to be glued. This sander is not going to work. Need that. What I need to do is I need to take these cross pieces off and do these as well, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'm going to label all the rungs before we do any of that. But looking at the top, that kind of shine over the top, playing pretty good. No, you don't ask too many questions. Like, I'm a former teacher, so I don't mind doing questions. Yeah, and everything dry fit right now, you know. A lot of work, man. A lot of work. Better be off. I need to be prepared. Sometimes these things get left on. They'll run away from you. Last lumber place I went to told me I couldn't pick anymore because I took too much time. I was very disappointed. Welcome everybody. Uh-oh, Heather's coming out. That means it's something bad. I might have to plane one more board. A couple more.
I was gonna move the shot in and move the planer over just a little bit. That way I can see it better.
Yeah, I saw him start that mallet build. Yeah. I'm glad she liked it. bring my phone over here so I can read y'all's chat. Who made a new video? Oh, that's right. It's a plywood video. Plywood production. Someone double tap that screen. Give me that 20th like. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm Dad's Workshop Calvin. Behind the camera is Dad's Workshop Heather. Heather B. Otherwise known as Miss Heather B. About to get up, get on up, get up, get on up. Carrie said, sending you both hugs, talking to Palato, I assume. I mean, I'll take your hug too, Carrie. You know, don't be stingy with the hugs. We like hugs here too. While you're sending out hugs, you know. I hate to think that I might be out of the 60 grit sandpaper, but I may be. I'm getting to the bottom of my stash of sandpaper. Good news is I found the toothpaste. Thank you, Palato. Get up. You don't know. I don't know if this one's any better. No, I don't think so. I'm gonna stick with that for a minute. Trigger Happy said, "You get a hug. You get a hug. Everyone gets a hug." I know. You know that's the way we like to roll out here. All right, here's me climbing up a ladder that has no anything on it. Think you can hold me while I sand? Hope so. gonna turn my laminar flow hood on to control some of this dust in here. I need a pre-filter for that. Oh no, here we go. I was stropping a couple of chisels last night, thinking it would be nice. My chisels as sharp as yours. I will assume he's talking to me. And then what happened? Pilato, did you get your chisels as sharp as mine? Can someone double tap the screen and give me a 20 of light? Unless I have it and I don't know yet. I just like the number 20 better than 19. Show enough, man. Somebody double tap that screen. It's like you can feel it when they get sharp, you know, you just kind of feel it. All these pencil marks on here. Anywhere I see writing or branding on the studs, that's what I'm going after now. Looking pretty good. Getting that insignia off of there. Pretty good. I want to dowel these guys and clamp them inward, but I also don't want to put any more pressure on those mortises. A little worried about the lamination coming out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dowel these through here. Probably about right here. I don't want to end up probably right here is good. Doesn't matter if it's at an angle, so stop judging me. Right, what I want this to do is just the extra support in case those two 2x4s are wanting to split apart, and I don't think they are, but I'm just trying to. Just a little added support there. I'm gonna add a clamp on there, not clamp it too tight, just enough to hold that in. I don't want to have a problem undoing that mortise. That would be catastrophic, basically. Terrible. I do remember this one being quite tight too when I put it on. Yikes. Scary. Oh, Mike, welcome. I know Mike was in the house. First thing we're going to do here, we're going to take what little remaining apple cider vinegar and steel wool. We're going to put them in a bucket together. Got this little bit from that one. I'm going to use that up. And we're going to let that sit for some time. Overnight, whatever. Got my bucket out here, so what I'm going to use. Super clean bucket. Well, they definitely had gliders that they used pre-D-Day. I think in Market Garden. And some of the airborne division was sent in these gliders. It's so dangerous. My great uncle was in one of those gliders, man. He survived. You're lucky if you survived them crashing in, if they crash landed, you know. Big story about those Army gliders, but I don't know if it's the same guy. Chemistry project. Yummy. Only 10 calories, man. You could just indulge yourself on vinegar, you know? Now, very fine, what they call it, super fine steel wool, right? I think I need more vinegar. I had a lot of steel wool and not that much vinegar. How does steel absorb? I mean, it's metal. It's gonna rust before your eyes. We had a big thing of ACV somewhere. I don't know if Heather knows where it is. I'll probably add more to that generally. Ooh, I see it already getting like rusty-ish. It's supposed to darken the tannins in the wood, so what it comes out is like a gray color, which is all right. But I want to combine that with like a brown. Straight turmeric will make it yellow, right? I'm gonna take this, and then I don't want a lot of water, right? You don't want to be dumping water on your wood. So my coffee solution is a little different. My coffee solution is a little different, and that is to basically take a whole bunch of coffee, brew it inside a cheesecloth, remove the coffee liquid and use the saturated coffee grinds as the stain in a gigantic cheesecloth salad. That's what I'm going to try to do. But that's what I'm going to try to do another time, because this has to sit for a day. It looks like I need to add some ACV to that. There's no way that's going to cover an entire bed. We're going to test it out first. And then, appreciate everybody being here at Dad's workshop today and tolerating the different view. We're finishing up this bed. The next project is going to be that steam bender. And I want to say thank you to everybody who came out today. I'm going to be dropping a short here in a little bit. And make sure you check out the rest of the stuff on the channel. Join, become a member. Become a member to Pilato, Mike. Become a member to any of these other channels as well. I want to thank Carrie, Mike, Pilato. Also, what's that guy's name? First guy was in the chat. Booty boot boot. Trigger Happy, new friend of the channel. Great questions from Trigger Happy today. Anybody I missed in the members section, I apologize for that. All my members I'm appreciative of. Trying to do members tributes for everybody while you're still here. So, thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. Don't get in any trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Also, do the next right thing. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Dino. Sorry, man. I was on my way out when you popped in, but love you, Dino. Appreciate you, man.